Need for engagement of citizens to appreciate government debt utilization.
Government spends large sums of public money on providing services to its citizens. Alternatively, the government has had to borrow to finance development plans and projects. Government's borrowing today will impact on generations to come and will have implications for future policy, tax, and spending decisions.
It affects your daily and quality of life more than you might think. But first, let's familiarize ourselves with the subject. Government debt utilization, in simple terms, is the way a government uses the money it borrows. Yes, governments borrow money from both domestic or external sources such as IMF, World Bank, China. Sounds familiar? It borrows to provide, maintain, and improve services such as education, health, roads, among others. How does this affect me and my community?
When government does not utilize this borrowed money well through misallocation and poor absorption of resources,
the need for which it wanted to borrow in the first place has not gone away. It will need to borrow again. Lenders may lose trust in its leadership and will sometimes put harsh conditions and measures on government. What does this mean? A health center that was meant to be built in your village won't happen. Yep, long journeys to the next district will continue only to see a doctor. To remind you, debt, well utilized or not, must be paid back with interest. Because government doesn't collect enough revenue, it will have to resort to borrowing to pay back what was borrowed because the loan payment period is due. Just like when your business needs more stock to expand, you borrow money from the bank. Ultimately, government will need more money for social services, loans, and interest accrued over time. Government will have to introduce new taxes on goods, services, and companies. Therefore, as citizens, let's make efforts to understand and appreciate how government is utilizing borrowed resources.
In order to do this, there is a need for transparency to help citizens understand how resources are being managed and utilized. The need for citizens to demand for better accountability from their leaders is also important, so as to be informed on how and why these decisions are made, and the evidence to support those decisions.
This message is brought to you by Sitini Uganda with support from Diakonia.